One has to ask, what is God's obsession with bears? Hello everybody and welcome to this light novel review. I'm Justus R. Stone. My channel is all about light novels. Basically, trying to help you find a light novel series to love. So, if you're just getting started with light novels, or you've already read some, but you're looking for something new to read, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future light novel content. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing volume number 1 of Kuma 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 Bear. This one is written by Kumanano, which I believe somebody said literally translates to I am a bear. The artwork is by 029 or 029, which is also the artist of The Devil is a Part-Timer. I'll say right off the bat that the art super appropriate for this book. 029, very cute round characters, perfect for this relatively cutesy book. This one is released officially in English by 7 Seas with a translation by Jan Cash and Vincent Castaneda. If you want to pick up your own copy of this one, I'll have links in the description down below. And make sure you hang out till the end of the video. I'll have a few recommendations that if this book sounds like something that's up your alley, or if you've already read it and you're looking for something new to check out, hopefully these recommendations will give you a hand. Kuma 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 Bear follows character Yuna. Yuna is a shut-in who spends most of her time playing a VRMMO, so virtual reality MMO. She arrives in-game one day. She's one of the top-tier players of the game. She arrives in-game and she has a package. And when she opens said package, it's a bear onesie with some pretty outrageous stats. And the AI that greets her is like, hey, we've got a little survey. Can you fill this out? And so she's, filling it out. It's like, do you believe in God? Do you this? Do you think the bear onesie is cute? So Yuna answers the questions and finds herself transported to another world with the bear onesie, which she's wearing. And discovers that, yeah, it's indeed ridiculously OP, this suit. In any case, she's in a world very similar to the game that she was playing, and so she decides, well, best to make the best of the situation. Well, she decides to go to town first, and of course, join the Adventurers Guild because, well, like most light novels and RPGs, if you want to get yourself some credentials when you're new in town, you become an adventurer because credentials get you around. So she joins the Adventurers Guild. She meets up with a other young girl who works there, and she decides to go adventuring, killing monsters and trying to unlock new abilities of her suit and to really see what this crazy bear onesie is capable of. Now let's get this out of the way right off the bat. Kuma 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 Bear is not the most original light novel that has ever been written. In fact, really, the bear onesie is about the one standout thing in this book that separates it from dozens of other similar light novels. It's also maybe a little bit different because of the character of Yuna, who, yes, it was a shut-in gamer, but it was by choice. She made a crap ton of money playing the stock market and literally paid her parents just to leave her alone so she could play her game. And she just continues to amass money through the stock market and everything else. So she's actually quite wealthy and really doesn't need much. Hence her obsession with the game. It also means that Yuna's a little bit of a selfish character. Most of what she does is really aimed at helping herself. And even when she decides to help other people, there's usually at least some calculation in there about what she's going to get out of the whole thing. That isn't to say that she's irredeemable. It isn't to say that she's just cold-hearted. She does do some nice stuff. I'm just saying that the character's a little prickly is all. Which of course is maybe a tad ironic given the fact that she's walking around in an adorable bear onesie. That said, the bear onesie of course is, like I said, one of the standout features of this book. It also is the one thing in this book that has the most sort of game mechanic attached to it. Yuna seeing her stats, Yuna seeing the abilities of the suit. But it is a running gag throughout the whole book. A running gag based on A, how people look at Yuna, how they end up describing Yuna down the road, and of course the fact that all of the abilities that the suit is capable of, if they're done in the shape of a bear or somehow relate to bears, they're way more powerful. They actually gain a bonus stat. The other thing that makes this slightly different is that Yuna, outside of the suit, is just an average girl. She's not an OP person herself. So if she loses the suit, she's pretty much SOL. So it's a little bit different, but I gotta say, after this first book, I don't know if this one's ever gonna go down the road of Yuna losing her suit or anything like that. So she's probably just gonna keep getting into crazy adventures. The only real other standout character in this first volume is the character of Fina, which is a younger girl who very much is filling sort of that younger sister role of Yuna. Almost kind of like that found family aspect that we see in other light novels. Fina is a young girl who has actually learned the skill of how to butcher animals, well, monsters essentially, at the Adventurers Guild. Something that the main head butcher there has taught her, she says because he's sweet on her mom, but we also kind of get the idea that he's just a good guy and he realizes that Fina's family needs the money that she's able to bring in by doing this. And it's kind of funny because, of course, Yuna is this ridiculously OP character, but she cannot stomach the idea of actually butchering the monsters for the meat, the hides, and of course they have crystals in them, because what monsters in a light novel don't have crystals in them? Anyway, so she basically hires Fina to do the work for her because she can't stomach it. Again, it's one of those sort of things in this book that the book is actually filled with slightly cutesy little things that make it endearing, regardless of the fact that it's not the most original book that you've read. Overall, the book has pretty short chapters, and each of them mainly deal with a particular aspect of Yuna's day or her life. You know, she's going to go fight these monsters, or she's taken up this quest, or today she's testing these spells and these abilities of her suit out in the woods and gets into some kind of ridiculous trouble, etc., etc. But this really works in the book's benefit because it means that it's got a really good pace that just makes it very readable. It's an enjoyable translation. The book reads well, and as I said, because these chapters are relatively short and easily digestible, it just always feels like the book is moving forward. The other aspect of this book, the whole bear onesie and sort of the jokes about it and everything else, they're thankfully not too overdone, and to be honest, probably work because Yuna herself is so mortified that she's walking around in this bear onesie. Eventually, obviously, she kind of gets over it because the suit is ridiculously powerful and allows her to do just about whatever she wants. But as I said, even her own discomfort at having to wear it sort of helps to make the whole thing a little bit more palatable and enjoyable. And of course, like I said at the start, the artwork is super cute, which totally fits with the vibe of the book, makes the characters really engaging and fun. And like I said, this is getting an anime. I think the anime looks really good, actually. What I've seen of the PVs they've put out of it so far. You know, if you love bears, if you love stories about cute girls kicking ass, if you're looking for something that's kind of light and fluffy and, you know, just easy reading, you don't want to sort of, you know, give the gray cells too much of the work on, this is actually really not that bad a book. It's fun, honestly. It was one of those books that I could sit down and basically just blow through in a single sitting. And like I said, it was enjoyable. It was just fun. It's not a stellar book. It's not redefining the isekai genre, but it's not trying to do that. It's all just very fun, tongue-in-cheek, and even the author is just kind of like, hey, I just want to write a book about like a cute girl and bears, you know, like it's just, yeah. And it works. Like I said, it is a fun book, and it's just a really just entertaining read. But yeah, just know that you're not going to walk in there finding anything that's mind-blowing or new or really overly revolutionary. In this video, I'd like to say a special thanks to Sean Zipperer, Michaela Werner, and Mirage for their support on Patreon, as well as the support of all of my patrons who help to keep the channel going and to support other light novel related projects like the Light Novel Podcast and EnglishLightNovels.com. So I've got two recommendations if you like the sound of this book and you're looking for something else that's girls kicking ass and, you know, just kind of fun, relaxing reads that help to kill a day when you just need to get away from all the ugliness of the world. First up is Didn't I Say to Make My Abilities Average in the Next Life? Probably a really obvious choice. This one, a isekai series by Funa that did have an anime that was made of it. Again, an OP female protagonist that does her best to try and hide just how OP she is, but at the same time pretty much elevates this group of girls that sort of her friends that work around her, and they become an all-girl adventurer group that, you know, kicks some ass. So if you're looking for something like that, definitely one to check out. Another series that I'd recommend along with this one is I've Been Killing Slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level. This one, again, a female protagonist, OP, looking to have a slow, easy life, kind of what Yuna's looking for. And it also has a very much heavier set on the whole found family aspect of it. And again, just a much more laid-back read. Just a bunch of girls getting into adventures, sort of this family unit that's built up of all these strangers that find that they kind of have things in common and that they enjoy being with each other. So again, another one that I would say is similar to this book that you might want to check out if you haven't read it already. I believe this one's also getting an anime coming out at some point, but I don't think I've seen any PVs for it yet. So those are my thoughts on Kuma 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 Bear. I've done a lot of fantasy female protagonist light novels, so I thought, you know, maybe I'm going to do something completely different, and we're going to come back to the real world and read us some rom-com. So my next review is actually going to be the first book from a brand new publisher, that being Tentai Books, and that's going to be volume number 1 of There's No Way a Side Character Like Me Could Be Popular, right? That'll be my next review. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining me in this video. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Till then, bye-bye for now.